Voters of the 3rd District, my name is Albert Lee, and I'm running to represent the people of the 3rd District to Congress. Now, first of all, I understand that this might be the first time you've had an opportunity to hear from me or to learn anything about our campaign. So thank you. Thank you for taking the time to look at this video and to take a look at our website. Secondly, I'm running because democracy requires choice. It's something we haven't had here in over a generation. Now, before we go any further, I want to acknowledge and thank our representative of the last 24 years for the hard work that he's been doing in representing the people of the 3rd District. But I also want to acknowledge that we face a series of crises that have been allowed to fester and grow during the last 2.5 decades. And quite frankly, has impacted some of us far greater than others. I'm talking about our homelessness crisis, that when I first moved here in 2005, it was critical then. Today, it is super critical. I'm talking about the lack of affordable housing, the lack of living wages. A combination of those two things places far too many of us into the struggling class. I'm talking about a climate emergency that has truly only gotten lip service over the last 24 years. It has been a crisis for the last 24 years, and quite frankly, it's been a crisis for the entirety of my life of 45 years. We need bold action. We need bold action and not just inspirational and aspirational words. Next, I truly believe in the basic tenets of the Democratic Party when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion. It is beyond time that we uplift some new voices from some other backgrounds, from some other lived experiences to represent us here in the most diverse district of our state. And lastly, and I want to put a very sharp point on this, it is time that we end this rule by oligarchy, this rule by elite, multimillionaire career politicians. We need to replace them. We need to replace them all with citizen representatives who know the struggle, who won't take corporate contributions, and who will truly represent and fight for the people. Now, a little bit about myself. I am a 6th-generation American and an immigrant at the same time. I was born in South Korea, where my African-American Army dad met my Korean mom during the Vietnam War. I grew up in St. Louis, North County, St. Louis, working class St. Louis, right next door to Ferguson. My childhood, my dad was deployed for most of it. My mom, she worked as a cook in the daytime at a nursing home and at a fast food joint at night, and she did so in order to put my sister and me in the Catholic school, because our public schools were truly separate and unequal. And when I look at our public school systems today, I don't see much difference when it comes to equity. Now, in addition to that, when my dad returned home to us my sophomore year of high school, we faced domestic violence. That domestic violence turned into homelessness for me, my sister, and my mom. I ended up going to 5 different high schools in 3 different states. But with the help of many people, strangers and friends alike, I eventually succeeded and became a first-generation college grad. After college, I joined the Army. And after the Army, I worked in international trade before coming out here to Oregon after being recruited by General Electric to become a project manager. Later, I would become a first-generation law school grad. Met my wife, we had our daughter, and we returned here to Oregon, the place that I love, to raise her and to start a business. I would eventually become one of the deans at Portland Community College. Now, I've stepped down from that position in order to make this challenge, in order to make this run to represent the people of the 3rd District. Now, running for office has never been for mere mortals. It's always been a luxury for the wealthy. We need to have publicly financed campaigns, and we need to get money out of politics. Because quite honestly, be it the endless wars, the lack of a universal health care system, the vast wealth disparity, a minimum wage that has not increased in 40 years, these are all because of money in politics. These are all because there are a certain subset of folks who are able to bribe our politicians to do their will as opposed to the will of the people. If we have any hope of changing any of that, we need to elect citizen representatives who know the struggle, who won't take that corporate contribution, and who will truly represent and fight for the people. So by May 19th, I'm asking for your vote. I'm asking for your vote so that I can be that champion, that fighter for you and your families, that fighter that understands the perspectives of many. I believe that the combination of my professional experience and my lived experience bodes well for somebody who wants to represent all of the district and not just those at the very top. So thank you for the opportunity to tell you a little bit about myself. Please take a look at our website. If you have additional questions, feel free to reach out to us at hello@albertlee2020.com. We'll get back to you. But again, I'm asking for your vote, and I'm asking for you to share this information with all the folks that you know as well. Thank you. Take care.